All right.
All right, can you hear Mike?
Right.
Hi, I mean, I can hear you. Can Obs? Oh, Obs changed audio devices when you unplugged your mic, and if you didn't manually change it back, it's not going to.
There we go. All right. Let me know if that's better now.
Yeah, we should be better now.
So many microphones. Okay. So, yes. Durable
Anyways,
handicraft. Yeah, I think we pretty much.
okay.
All right. Elegant edge crafter. Lens craft. 6 mana, 3/4. Elegant edge crafters can't be blocked by creatures power or less. Fabricate 2.
So 5/6 that can't be jump blocked by small things.
I'm actually really okay with that.
Yeah, literally just can't be jump blocked.
Yo,
And also, if you need a team, take a team.
hey, your team. Still cutting out? Right, is it?
What do you mean by cutting out?
Yeah, I mean, more than 4.
Again, your audio is perfect to me. I literally am not hearing any problems, so I'm completely unable to. Okay, clearly it is much worse than it was. Okay, that's very strange because that's literally not happening to me. So
All right, is that any better now? We'll give it like 15 to catch up here, but
yeah, this is very
uh,
strange.
yeah.
Did you like make your voice get worse when you changed it?
I almost turned. Okay, Fairgrounds Trumpeter. Reading cards for no. All right, 3 mana 2/2. At the beginning of each step, if a 1/1 counter was placed on a permanent you control this turn, put a 1/1 on it. Uh,
So this is kind of like a fabricate lord of sorts. Like it gets better the more you play fabricate cards, or the more you play cards that like the durable thing from before.
right.
Okay.
They do it in.
Really wish I could help you. I seriously don't know what the problem is. It's actually bothering me greatly because
Right.
like
Okay.
why do you sound completely perfect in Skype but not on the stream?
I don't know.
Is there something wrong with OBS?
And they were great words. All right, I've changed mics. Let me know if this is any better or worse or what.
Yeah.
You're
Can you
still hearing me out of my original mic, Jen.
okay. Can you currently hear Mike?
Okay. Well, I guess I'll test it by reading some flavor text. The louder the elephant trumpeted, the more the crowd cheered, and the more the crowd cheered, they all died.
Yep, and then everyone died.
All right, we do hear Mike. Okay, let's use my other mic for now then.
Okay. That's weird and doesn't make any sense.
Oh,
Anyway, this card's pretty cool if you're actually doing like +1/+1 counters.
all right. Oh God, I need my pronunciation guide. Girapur guide.
Yeah, Girapur.
Girapur guide. All right. 3 mana, 3/2. 3 mana. Target creature you control can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less this turn.
So this is bothering me. Is that Elf's face John Cena?
Yes, that is John Cena.
Okay. I just I haven't been able to like you turned to the card and my mind immediately was just like John Cena. And that was all I could think. And it's like, okay, whatever. The card's like incredibly good because it's okay. We have a 3 mana 3/2. Like I say, incredibly good. That's a little over much. It's a 3 mana 3/2 A plus. I'm in. but then like you can dodge servos now.
Yeah,
On your attack.
exactly. I mean, also anything like bears.
Yeah, I mean a lot of things.
High Spire Artisan.
Hmm.
3 mana, a 3 reach. That's like the first reach thing we've seen.
Yeah,
With a Fabricate 1. Seems pretty mad to me.
it's I mean a 1/4 reach for
Yeah.
3.
I mean, it does have Fabricate, and that does do things, so I'm not going to call it bad, and I'll probably end up playing it at least a few times in Limited.
Well, like especially like if you play this and then on turn 4 play the judge that draws cards or something like that.
Sure, something.
So
It's doable.
I'm all right with it. Hey,
Hump the week.
you might recognize this card.
If you're 4 mana, put a 1/1. Hey, wait a minute. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, and then that creature fights a target creature you don't control. This card's amazing and good, and I love it.
Yeah, I was gonna say play this because it's really powerful because it's a kill spell that basically is always just destroy target creature. Like
Yeah.
unless they have ways to fight you, like this is we've seen this card. It's very good.
It'll always be good. Ujar Seed Sculptor. 2 mana 1/2. Ujar Seed Sculptor enters the battlefield. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Fine to me.
Yeah. Big thing here is that the seed sculptor can target herself.
Yeah, this is literally just a better bear at common.
This is just a better grizzly bear because like later in the game, if you draw it, you could be like, I pump my flyer attack for 5 or something like that. You know, you can pump something else and then be like, oh, whatever. I have a chump blocker where my flyer gets in.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Larger than life. 2 mana sorcery. A target creature gets +4/+4/+4 and gains trample until end of turn. It's a sorcery, so take that with a grain of salt. But it is a buster.
This is huge. This reminds me of one of my favorite cards from Dragon's Maze called Fido Burst, which is a sorcery that gave +5/+5. This is slightly reeled in, but trample.
Yeah, trample. Oh, trample.
So this might just be like, oh, by the way, my 6/6 becomes a 10/10 and I crush you. Like, so
Street Boys card. All right, Long Tusk Cub. 2 mana. Hey, it's a bear. An actual bear. It's even a beast. Actually, it's a cat. All right, 2 mana 2/2. When it deals combat damage to a player, you get 2 energy. Hell yeah. Pay 2 energy. Put a 1/1 counter on it. This bear.
this is energy generation. It's an energy spender that's very powerful. Like you don't need to attack to put the +1/+1 counter on it. It can just do it at any time. This is nice.
Also, this like makes you go on curve as far as like getting. You can get 1/1 counter on this thing, and on that spider to have a draw 2 on your 4-drop with your heal giant.
Right, if you have other ways to make energy, it's like, by the way, this is a 5/5 for 2. Yeah. Yeah, that's a card that looks like it could have constructed. Okay, so here's another cat.
Hi, Kitty. Nature's Way. 2 mana sorcery. Target creature you control gains vigilance and trample until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. So it's one-way fight, also vigilance trample.
Yes.
Alright, seems fair to me.
So we just had this card in Innistrad block called Rabid Bite or Dog Bites Man. So this is Cat Bites Man. And Cat Bites Man is somehow more powerful than Dog Bites Man.
Yeah, because this one doesn't need a beast or something like that, right?
No. That one just didn't get a trample. It was just the one-sided fight.
Oh. Okay.
This one's an uncommon, whereas that one's a common.
That's fair enough.
This is, yeah, so Vigilance Trample. They know how to bite a little better, I suppose.
Yeah.
I
mean
look
this
at
one's
it,
got
look at it.
tusks.
Man Bites Dog? Oh, yeah, Man Bites Dog, sorry.
Hey, a Planeswalker. Alright, Nissel Vital Force. 5 mana with 5 loyalty. +1 untapped target land you control. Until your next turn, it becomes a 5/5 elemental creature with haste? What the hell?
Yep.
Also, I love that they give it haste so that just happens on turn 5.
Yeah, so they specifically give it the haste because
Or
basically
turn 6.
the haste doesn't matter technically because you can just target your land you played on turn one, and it basically has haste.
Right.
But without that line, you can fuck it up. You can be like land, make that land into a 5/5. Oops, I can't do
Are
that.
they actually making cards Magic Online proof?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
So
uh, we fucked up cough. Sorry about that. Return or -3. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Seems a little spendy to me. I guess it is permanent, so you can grab other planeswalkers.
yeah, the fact I think specifically that makes it powerful. Like pick up Chandra or something like that. Like there's a lot. It's flexible enough.
Yeah, I see why they went -3 now. -2 is just too
Well,
strong.
-2 would mean you could do it twice and she would stay alive.
-6 to get an emblem with whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. Um, I, I'm gonna say yes, but only because you only need to use the plus once to do that.
That's really the big thing about Nissa here is that she's one of the few planeswalkers that gets her ult so quickly. It's literally play her +1, next turn your ult is on. So the ult is really easy to get, and the ult just means like you're always going to have cards in hand. However, she's also very powerful just in the way of being like, oh, by the way, I just have a 5/5 all the time. So
Right.
she's flexible.
I like her.
Not as flexible as Chandra, but still quite good.
Ornamental Courage. 1 mana instant, untapped target creature gets +1/+3 until on a turn. A solid combat trick.
This lady could not give less of a shit. Holy crap.
You know how long it takes to put one strand of gold on at a time for an
Right.
entire suit.
This is like 4 hours of like setup, and like it breaks like if the wind is wrong. This is another card that untaps to make some of the blue can't untap stuff a little worse, but it's not as honestly it's not as powerful as the like hexproof one,
Right.
but it's different, +1/+3. So
All right. Ovira Pashiri Sage Life Crafter.
you might like this card a lot.
Probably will. All right. 1 mana 1/2. A legendary creature. Well, hey, I can make an EDH deck. 3 mana tap it, create a servo. Fine with that. 5 mana tap it, create an XX colorless construct artifact creature token where X is the number of creatures you control.
So you already have an EDH deck.
Yeah, I could. Actually, I couldn't replace this with Briss, but
No, but this is just Ritz. This is a
Yeah.
1 mana creature that has a 3 mana ability that makes a 1/1, and then a big ability that makes a big thing happen.
Yeah.
I think this just could fit in Riz.
I mean, yeah, except I wouldn't be able to have any of my white cards in there anymore, but.
No. I mean, you just play it in the deck. It's not your
Right.
Yeah.
It still would make a good general.
Yes.
Expensive rat.
No, she's powerful for a 1-drop.
Pima Outrider. 4 mana 3/3, trample, fabricate 1. So that's a 4 mana 4/4 with trample. I'm gonna call that good right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the 4 mana 4/4 with trample and be like A+ would play again. And then also maybe if I have a deck that cares about having a 1/1, say I'm playing green black,
Right.
and I want that artifact so that my creatures are you have menace or something like that. I can do that. This is a 4, it's a 4/4 with extra upside. So good.
I like it. Riparian Tiger. They like their cats in this set.
Sets full of cats.
5 mana 4/4 trample. When the tiger enters the battlefield, get 2 energy. When it attacks, you may pay 2 energy. If you do, it gets +2/+2 until on a turn. Yeah, I like it. It's a breaker.
It's already a 5 mana 4/4 trample, which is like okay, and it can attack for 6.
Yeah.
And if you have more energy, you can't double up. Like it's much like the white cards.
Right. Yeah, I still like it. Sage of Shalia. What did you call it again?
This is
Sh-
not. This is a different word.
Oh, it's different words. Shales? Shalia?
Let's go with that.
I'm gonna go with Shalia. Alright, Sage of Shalia's Claim. 2 mana,
Might be
2/1.
Shylea. I'm not certain.
Shalia? Alright, one of those words. It's a piker. When it enters the battlefield, get 3 energy. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of these kind of cards.
We will in artifacts. We'll see a couple more, but yeah,
Okay.
this is just flat energy generation on an okay body.
Mm-hmm.
Shaila.
Shalia?
Shia
LaBeouf? Yeah, I'm fine with this card. Perfectly fine with it.
Yeah, especially if you do have ways to spend it, like
Uh,
Servant of the Conduit.
yeah, hey, it's a bear. That makes up more energy. Also is a mana dork.
This card's crazy.
Yeah, pay an energy tap it, get any colored mana to your mana pool.
So not only is this like a bear, which all right, so that means it's good in combat and is worth playing just on that. It's energy generation for your other green cards, which we've seen a lot of like things like even if you don't want the mana, you can just spend this on that cat that gets a +1/+1 counter.
Mm-hmm.
And then also like, oh, by the way, if I actually do need to color fix or ramp to 4 or something like that, boom.
Boom.
Yeah, this is power.
Yeah, I like it. Take down. 1 mana, sorcery. Choose one. Deals 4 damage to target creature with flying. Deals 1 damage to each creature with flying. Probably that first one. Maybe if they're playing Thopters.
Yeah, if they're playing Thopters or that angel.
Right.
I mean, this is a sideboard card if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, it's 1 mana, so I wish it was instant, but I mean, it's okay.
I think this kills almost every flyer we've seen, other than like the Leviathan.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's every flyer we've seen. So
Thriving Rhino. All right, 3 mana, 2/3. When it enters the battlefield, get 2 energy. When it attacks, you may pay 2 energy and put a 1/1 counter on it. It starts as a really good body to have that going on.
right, the tax is a 3/4, which is pretty incredible for 3. Like usually
Yeah.
you get like Nessie and Kursar for 3, and this is slightly better than it on the attack once it attacks once. And also, if it dies immediately, you just end up with 2
Yeah.
energy you can spend on something else.
That's a really hard body for anybody to get around.
Right, 4 toughness attacking on turn 4, like that's going to be difficult to kill.
Mm-hmm. I'll draft the hell out of the card. All right, last Gearhulk. Verdurous Gearhulk. 5 mana, 4/4. Trample. When it enters the battlefield, distribute 4 1/1 counters among any number of target creatures you control. So this could just be an 8/8 Trampler.
This can be anywhere in between. You can pump your creatures you have in play and immediately attack. You can pump itself slightly if you want to make it like a 5/5. You could. There's so much flexibility here. In like the worst case is an 8/8 for trample for 5. That's your literal worst case, which is like force of nature, eat your heart out. Your best case is like you're immediately attacking with that 4 power. And yeah, Gnome brings up, so we've talked about all 5 of the Gear Hulks. This is the one that's actually pre-ordering the highest, with the white one second.
I mean, I can definitely see why this one's going the highest.
Yeah, like this is super buff. Like you put 4 counters on, any. There's so many good green creatures in standard right now to pump on. So anyway, this is I think this is smaller than the White Gear Hulk. Would you say? It's hard to say.
I think well, it's kind of hard, but with him standing in the background,
Yeah.
they might be similar in size. They're actually made out of the money they're worth. so this was probably bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a tree in his chest.
How big's a tree though? Is that a shrub?
Well, I bet it's not a shrub because it's like the same size as this guy, and he's like probably like 100 feet away.
Right. It's hard to tell how far away this. Man, the birds aren't good. Oh, never mind. No, look at how huge the scale birds are in front.
Oh, yep.
Holy shit!
I think this is the biggest.
Okay, I think this is actually the biggest because of those scale ones. So
Alright, Wild Wanderer. 4 mana 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tap. I will play that card all day, every day.
yep,
But I
that's
mean,
pretty good.
it's an okay body for Excel
And fixing.
and fixing. Yeah, perfectly fine. Wildest Dreams. XX green. Return X target cards from your graveyard to your hand. Really? I guess it's cards. It is cards and not like
Well,
a dude.
well, the thing is with this, we have regrowth, which is like 2 mana pick up anything, or recollect is usually what we get these days in that, which is 3 mana pick up 1 card. And this is 3 mana pick up 1 card. And then for 2 mana, for 2 cards, we usually have to pay 5, and that's called restock. And if we just have a bunch of mana, we can just arbitrarily pick up our damn graveyard. You know?
Yeah. I just. Anti is heavy witness.
Nothing will ever be E-Witness again.
Okay.
Literally nothing will ever be E-Witness again. We can't. I'm sorry.
Willy Bandar. I don't know. It's a fucking cat monkey? What the fuck?
Oh yeah, this thing is kind of silly.
Alright, so 1 mana, 1/1, pay 3, and it gains it indestructible until end of turn.
Yep, this is the replacement. Again, this is regeneration is being replaced by that. So
The cat monkey.
it's a cat monkey.
Alright, we got a cat monkey.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do you want to flicker the Skype screen share? It's frozen for me.
Oh, sure.
We're finally not yet. We're getting there. Okay.
Alright.
Oh my god, it's okay, so it's my card.
It's your card. Alright. It's a 5 mana, blue white, 2/2. Flying. When Cloud Blazer enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life and draw 2 cards.
This is Muldrifter. Hi, Muldrifter. Hi. How you doing, Muldrifter? It's been a while. It's been literally like 10 years since.
Yeah, I'll agree with Gnome on that one. It's a side grade because you can't play it early.
Yeah, you can't play. Well, also it like requires you to be in 2 colors, whereas Muldrifter's only blue. But then again, I'm always playing Muldrifter in blue white anyway. So
Right.
I can't tell you how happy I am to see the return of Muldrifter. I can. I'm extremely happy to see the return of Muldrifter.
It's good. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Gain 2 life.
Contraband Kingpin. A blue-black 1/4 lifelink. When an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1.
I really like this card because usually when we have a blue-black multicolored card, like there's a 50% chance it's a mill card.
Right.
This one rules because it's like, okay, we get like a cool blocker with lifelink to buy you time, and then your artifacts get you better cards.
This is the control game if I've ever seen a card. It's the control game. 2 mana 1/4 lifelinker, so your opponent literally doesn't get to do anything until like turn 5.
Right, they're not attacking over that.
And then you just get to scry until then.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Ipala Pilot Exemplar. Alright, first off, it's a 3/3 for 3 mana. Red-white, so pretty good. Other dwarves get +1/+. Each vehicle you control gets +1/+long as long as it's a creature. And when it becomes tapped, you may pay X. If you do, reveal the top X cards of your library, put all dwarf and vehicle cards from among them into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your... You just literally get to, like, draw, like, a shit ton of cards off the top of your deck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you can call this, and this definitely has like the feeling of an EDH card, but it's also incredibly powerful.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking a 3 mana 3/3 that pumps your team, that pumps your other team, and draws you 1,000,000,000 cards.
Yeah.
Like in red white, because red white gets to draw a bunch of cards.
Makes sense, right?
She's so good.
This is probably like one of the best cards I've seen in the set so far.
Yeah, especially because red white is the colors that care about the vehicles too.
Right.
So
Oh, we're seeing Dovin heavily
no,
as a planeswalker.
Dovin's a new character.
Okay, and he's a Valdican, right?
Yep, he is.
All right, so 4 mana, blue white, for 3 loyalty, +1 until your next turn. Up to one target creature gets -3/-0, and its active abilities can't be activated. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could care less about the -3/-0, honestly, but the activated abilities thing is really cool. -1, you gain 2 life and draw a card. I mean, we used to pay -1 to just draw a card, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
-7, you get an emblem with your opponents can't untap more than 2 permanents during their untap step. Okay, once that happens, you've basically won the game.
you hand your opponent the static orb, and they're like, "No, I don't want the orb." And it's like you're taking it.
You're getting the fucking orb, man.
Yeah, you're taking. Look, this is powerful. Is I guess yeah. Like there's some people are calling it a bit dull, straightforward. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, weird. The Azorius card is really boring, but also very powerful. -3/-0 is enough to just make a creature irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like incredibly irrelevant. Like, and
Yeah.
then I like gain 2 life, draw a card. I don't know. The card is definitely like, yeah, all right. Maybe it's not exciting, but exciting isn't how you win games, man.
Well, and also, all right. I mean, you look back at some of like the first Planeswalkers when they were first coming out, except for like Elspeth. Like none of them were really very exciting. They were all, and even Elspeth was just very straightforward. And it's like, bad about it.
Yeah, his hand has 6 fingers. Yes, his hand has 6 fingers. One is bent.
Yep.
So if you can see the 4, and the thumb, and the 1 bent one.
Like that. So I mean, like when each one of them when they've had their first card, they've been pretty straight to introduce the character. At least I guess that's what I've seen. I guess I've missed some of them. I guess I don't know. I like it. Imperial Voyager. All right, it's a green-blue 3-mana 2/3 flying trample. So this card's doing damage to you whether you like it or not. When it deals combat damage to a player, you get that many energy counters. That is an energy maker if I've ever seen one.
So let me tell you how much I love 3-mana flying, trampling creatures in blue-green. Like, this is living in the world of Trigon Predator, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And this is, even without the energy gain, the card is very good.
Yeah.
And with the energy gain, okay, so you're gaining 2 energy on a connect, and if you have a pump spell, you're gaining more energy. This is like your generator, and green and blue both have a lot of ways to spend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of the colors that care about energy, I think they're up there. Like, I don't know if they're highest, but they're definitely like up there. I think it's green, blue, and red have the most. So
Engineered Might. I like this tree.
what are we doing with this tree here, buddy?
Alright, 5-mana sorcery. Choose one. Target creature gets +5/+5 and gains trample until end of turn, or creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain vigilance until end of turn.
So the first mode is +1/+1 on that 2-mana common. So you're playing it for the second mode.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have the option of the first mode.
Right.
But
the second mode is what you want because, again, green and white are the colors of servos.
Right. But that vigilance means that you get to attack all out with a pump and not have to like worry about the crackback.
Yep, you just get to get in. So
yeah, that's all right. Hazardous conditions. 4 mana, green black. Creatures with no counters on them get -2/-2 until one. I like it because most of the time when something has +1/+1 counters on it, probably not dying to -2 -2.
Right. Like what does this kill that has a +1/+1 counter on it? Like seriously, what could this like it would kill like what? Like it would have to be a 1/1 or a X1, you know? Like so it would be like that menace dude in black,
Right.
which you're probably the one who controls. So yeah, one of the things they do, and this is something they've been doing very well in the last couple of blocks, is they like putting these uncommons that go between the themes of the colors. So we saw the blue-green energy creator, which because both blue and green care about energy. We saw the green-white team pump because both those colors are really good at making a team. This is the like kill spell, like wrath off the board, because both green and black really care about having +1/+1 counters, and you're likely to have your creatures live through it.
Right.
So,
All right. Downball Consul of Allocation. 3 mana, white, black, 2/3. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, that player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Dear God.
this one's pretty good. I think it feels a little more like an EDH plant than anything else, but it's still also really fine because cars aren't creatures when they're cast, so like most decks are going, and removal is obviously not creatures.
Right. Also, like in most of the time, especially in white black, I feel like this right here should be saying that I need to pay 1 mana to make that happen. And it just doesn't. It just happens.
Yeah. So yeah, this definitely feels like something that's like, I want this in EDH, but I think it's actually going to be just fine if you're in white, black, and limited. You'd be completely fine playing it.
Yep, I would agree. I honestly feel like this might actually have some room in constructed.
I think the mana cost might be a little high for that, but I can see where you're coming from. I can definitely see that.
At least maybe as a sideboard kind of thing. Okay, a mythic and multicolored. So it's Rashmi and Rashmi Eternity's Crafter. 4 mana, blue-green, 2/3. Whenever you cast your first spell each turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a non-land card with converted mana cost less than the spell, then that spells, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you don't cast the reveal card, put it in your hand. So either free spell or cast it.
Yeah, so your first spell each turn has like a fake cascade.
Right.
All right, that's the best way I can put this. So, rather than cascade, X. Yeah, rather than cascade until you hit a spell, you just look at the top card. If it is cascade legal, cast it. If it isn't cascade legal, just draw the card.
Deal.
So, isn't going to trigger the first turn it's played, obviously, because it can't trigger off itself. And you can't, if you play a spell after it, it's your second spell of the turn, so good job. But yeah, this is a card advantage engine that, like, again, like every spell cantrips. Your first spell of every turn draws a card, and sometimes is cast for free. So
yeah, I like him.
All right,
Restoration Gearsmith, a 4 mana, white black 3/3. When Restoration Gearsmith enters the battlefield, return target artifact or creature from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, deal.
I mean, Gravedigger's a 2/2 for 4. And this is, you pay white on your Gravedigger and you get +1/+1 and the ability to, grab an artifact.
I will take it.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of card advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Planeswalker. This is another new one, isn't it?
Yep, she was mentioned before on the club.
Yeah, Shail. Right, Shaili?
Saheeli.
Saheeli. Right. Doesn't matter. Saheeli Rai. A 3 mana, white, blue.
Nice try.
Hey, there's only 5 colors. I'll get them eventually.
Yeah.
All right, blue-red with 3 loyalty. +1 scry 1 deals 1 damage to each opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're doing it for the scry. -2, create a token that's a copy of a target artifact or creature you except it's an artifact in addition to its other type. That token gains haste, and So I mean,
You do a one-shot Kiki Jiki.
you're right, but it turns it into an artifact too.
Mm-hmm.
-7. Search your library for up to artifact cards with different names. Put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle your. I don't know how often you're actually going to be using that. I feel like the -2 are likely to happen and gonna probably be more useful long term.
Your mic's dying again, by the way.
Oh. I think I'm using my other mic. I think I got too far away.
Well, hopefully. So this is a card that I've seen people talking about, like doing silly infinite combo. No, this is not a card that's good and limited. This is
No,
no.
I don't know. I mean, I'd probably pay 3 mana to make a copy of a dude.
For one turn.
I suppose it is only one turn.
It's a Kiki Jiki. Like, you'd have to be copying like that one green gain 5 life thing, or maybe a Thopter generator. Like, this is a card that I've seen people talking about, like silly constructed combos.
Sure.
The silliest that I have heard is you turn Saheeli into an artifact.
Okay.
You copy Saheeli.
Okay.
The copy of Saheeli comes into play, is an artifact already, and then the old Saheeli goes away. Oh wait, it's a new Saheeli. I'll use the -2 to copy myself.
Okay.
I'll use the -2 to copy my. I'll use the -2 to copy my. I'll use the -2 to. So you just copy yourself endlessly, and then you have that like red creature that deals the damage when an artifact comes into play.
All right, I like it.
Yeah. So, yeah, this has some like silly combo potential, and
How do you make it an artifact?
there's a couple different ways. I'm trying to think if there's a way in like standard to do that, and it's not coming to mind immediately. Okay, so here's how you make it an artifact in standard. First, you prison Saheeli Rai in the moon, and then all right, then you play. So Saheeli becomes a land. Then you play an awaken card to turn Saheeli from a land into a land creature. Then you play Saheeli's summoning to copy a creature you control, but it's also an artifact in addition to its types.
All right, we're done here.
Okay. Liquid Metal Coating is a card in Modern that does it.
Sure. All right, unlicensed disintegration. 3 mana, black red. Destroy target creature. If you control an artifact, does 3 damage to its target's controller. I'm perfectly fine with this card.
This is good removal.
Yeah.
Also, it might bolt your opponent. Like A+. I'd play this.
Yep, 100%.
Can imprison planeswalkers use abilities? No, but copies of imprisoned planeswalkers. That's what I was going at. Copy your imprisoned planeswalkers.
Veteran Motorist. It's another 3/1. All right, 2 mana, red, white. 3/1. When Veteran Motorist enters the battlefield, scry 2. Damn.
I don't need extra text after that.
Right? When Veteran Motorist crews a vehicle, that vehicle gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Damn. This is a very good 2-drop.
Yes. This is so literally without that second line of text, I'm A+ on this card forever because like it's a 3-power 2-mana creature that just says scry 2.
Right? Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. And then it pumps the what it okay, here's a buster.
I don't know if anybody has seen the show before. I instantly thought of the show Scried when I saw this card. Voltic Brawler. God, I can't say anything today. Green red 3/2. So far so good.
Yeah, I'm saying, all right, I'm good.
When it enters, get 2 energy. When it attacks, you may pay an energy and give it +1/+1 and trample until end of turn. So your 2 mana dude becomes a 4/3 trampler.
Also, it's pay 1 energy, not 2. So,
right?
like,
You get to do that twice.
You get to do
in a vacuum.
Twice. Oh my god. So like this card, oh my god, this is so ridiculously good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, your two drops really can't get much better than that.
Is his arm going like Magneto? Is that what's going on here? Because everything's being attracted to it. You can see like
But
all these.
I mean, in Scribe they like pulled matter around him in like when he was powering up or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
I'm literally sure that this is just Scribe here.
okay. That's just Scrad. Nice. Next up,
Whirler Virtuoso. Alright, so we got a 3 mana, blue, red, 2/3. When it enters the battlefield, get 3 energy. Pay 3 energy, create a 1/1 Thopter flyer.
yep.
Deal.
This is a good outlet
Yeah.
for your energy.
Which I'm glad to see, because there hasn't been a ton of, like, recurring outlets.
Right.
So it's good to see some more of those, especially on ones that make flyers.
Yeah.
Alright, we're on to
Finally.
artifacts. Dear
Finally.
God. There's still, what is that, 73 cards left?
20 of those are basic lands.
Yeah.
So
Alright, Accomplished Automaton. 7 mana, 5/7, fabricate 1. It's a common.
that's big.
That's a big guy.
I really like the art on it because it's just a stupid. Yeah, that was to say. Gnome already said the meme. This card's art's a meme. But yeah, I don't know. It's a 6/8.
Yeah.
There. Gnome said the meme. That's it.
Aether Flux Reservoir.
We're here.
4 mana artifact. When you cast a spell, gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. Pay 50 life. Aether Flux Reservoir deals 50 damage to target creature or player. I like how it says target creature.
Just in case you wanted to target a creature with it. I love that this is literally we need the blood of 2.5 wizards to murder somebody. I love this so much.
It's like, just yeah.
Look, we're going to empty the tanks to fire this 50 life, and then you die to a lightning bolt in response. You Stormcrow.
So good. Aetherworks Marvel. 4 mana legendary artifact. Whenever a permanent you control is put into the graveyard, get an energy. Tap, pay 6 energy, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast a card from among them without paying its mana cost, but the rest... Alright, so yeah, just play a thing.
This is a card I've actually seen rumblings about a standard deck about.
I could definitely see that, especially with all the actually really solid energy cards around.
Right, so you get to play all your energy cards, and then you play this on turn 4, and it's just active.
Mm-hmm.
And on turn 4, and you're playing like so you play this on 4, activate it, and you hope your deck is playing 4 copies of Ulamog.
Oh God!
Because it says cast, so you get the trigger. Also, 4 copies of Emrakul. And yeah, you just run out. I've seen this in the list I've seen for this was like green, blue, like just get a bunch of energy and run it down. And it looks silly. I don't know if it's good, but it looks really silly.
I like it.
Makes energy pretty easy too.
Yeah, it really does.
A lot of energy.
Wait, actually, let me back up.
Yeah.
Okay, literally is just permanent, so all your servos make energy.
Yeah, so.
That's cool.
What's your ramp? The energy ramper.
Yeah, the energy ramper and the 4 mana 3/2 that puts a land into play.
That's probably it. Like
that's literally it.
The bear is the best one. So anyway, let's take a look at animation module.
Animation module. 1 mana artifact. Whenever 1 or more 1/1 counters are placed on a permanent you control, you may pay 1. If you create a 1/1 servo. Pay 3, tap it, choose a counter on target permanent or player, give that permanent or player another counter of that kind. Wait, wasn't there a keyword for that?
Proliferate, but it did it for all. This just does it for
one. Okay.
So it's a targeted proliferate. But it triggers itself. You pay 3, and then you can target a +1/+1 counter, and then you pay 1 and you get a servo for it. So this card, functions on its own, but it actually we kind of need two other cards to see exactly how this functions. So, do you remember the blasting station and such from Mirrodin?
I don't.
Okay. They were a set of cards that if you got all four of them in play, they all comboed off each other.
Okay.
Like one triggered the next, triggered the next, triggered the next. So we'll
Sure.
see a couple other modules that trigger each other.
Okay.
So
All right. Aradara Express. Uh, Is this the like death train that people have been talking about?
yeah, this is the one we've called the Doom Train.
Okay.
It's not we never actually got a card that I would really call the Doom Truck, but this is definitely the Doom Train. This is okay. So let's talk a little bit about vehicles. This is a 5 mana artifact that it does not have that power and toughness normally.
Right.
It's just an artifact. If you look at the type line, it says artifact vehicle. If you have to tap 4 power worth of creatures to turn it into an artifact and turn it into a creature.
Right.
So that's how you crew the thing. So it's somewhere in between equipment and somewhere in between like enchant. It's its own unique thing, and I'm still not really sure where to put it. You know, because you're basically giving +4 power to the dudes you're tapping and also getting menace.
Right. So just so I kind of because you had said before that you did this at combat. I don't see that on here anywhere.
No, you can do this at any point. You can
Okay.
do this at any point before you go into combat. We were talking about there was a card that gained power at the beginning of combat.
Sure. Okay.
And you can,
So does that red blue planeswalker work the way I want it to? If I was to crew this vehicle and then copy it, would the copy be a dude that I could attack with?
no, the copy is literally the card text plus being an artifact. So no, it would not be a.
Okay, because I just know that it says you can copy a creature or artifact, so I didn't know if you copy it as a creature.
Flux asks a good question. Can I crew it when I play it and attack? It does not have haste, so it cannot attack on the first turn it comes into play. So you could crew it as a blocker the turn it comes in, but you could not attack with it the first turn it's played. Yeah, these like basically you kind of like are upgrading your creatures in play into one big old truck. You know, this is the train. This is really big. We're going to see a lot of these vehicles. Not like I think they're all pretty dang good in draft. Constructed, there's only a couple, and we'll talk about those as they come. But so yeah, this is a vehicle.
But the Ballista Charger, another vehicle, 5 mana 6/6. When Ballista Charger attacks, deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Crew 3.
Yep. So the average of what you're paying on crew is about half of its power.
Okay.
So like the last one was crew 4 and you got 8 power. This is crew 3 and you get 6. Sometimes it's a little better, sometimes it's a little worse. One thing I kind of want to note about the vehicles is they're all really good at just dodging servos.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
This one just goes and kills them. The last one had menace, so it needs to be double blocked. This one, we'll see more of them. So, but yeah, this is I like this one. Look at the wheels on this thing. It's
I like the wheel.
yeah.
Everything looks like they have apples in them. Bastion Mastodon. You always gotta have a big old elephant.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 5 mana 4/5. 1 white Bastion Mastodon gains vigilance. This is very standard kind of artifact creature that was like an old style
Do we
card.
get this sort of like cycle in every time we get?
Yeah. Something like that. I mean, it's a fine body for an artifact, dude.
Yeah, well, yeah, for, Earth Elemental. I mean, we have a lot of cards that care about having an artifact, so you might just play it.
Right. Bomat Bazaar Barrage. 4 mana
Barge.
Barge. 4 mana 5/5. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Deal, and a crew of 3. So
So you're paying a little more of a premium on like the crew here. It's not exactly half, but it cycles.
right.
So
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see it in action.
that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I'm really interested to see how vehicles play out tomorrow. Is really the big thing for me. I want to see
Hmm.
how these trucks work. I want to see how these play out in limited because they're huge creatures. These are all beaters, like huge beaters.
Hmm.
So
All right. Bomat Courier. 1 mana 1/1 haste. Kind of silly. When it attacks, exile the top card of your library face down. Can't look at it. Red, discard your hand, sacrifice the courier, put all cards exiled with, or put all the exiled cards in your hand. That's really silly and cool, and I love it.
I love it. Every time it attacks, it just gets a card, and then
Can't look at it though.
you don't get to know. You don't get to know until you discard your hand to replace. We have a yeah. This is a colorless raging goblin, I suppose. I don't know. I think it's really cute.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, you look. Yeah, you cannot open other people's mail.
Until you kill the messenger.
Right.
Chief of the Foundry, 3 mana 2/3. Other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1. This card is ridiculously good in this set.
Yeah, this is a reprint from Origins, and it's absolutely a buster of a reprint because multiple colors make you just sweet little servos, and we'll continue to see more things. Thopters, this is good.
Yeah, play it 100% of times.
Yeah, play it. It'll be good.
Cogworkers Puzzle Knot.
This is a cycle, and we'll see here.
All right, 2 mana. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 colorless servo. Yeah, you get a servo. Pay a colorless and a white. Sacrifice the puzzle knot. Create another servo.
So yeah, each of the puzzle knots does two things. It does the exact same thing when it comes into play and leaves. These are your kind of like floater artifacts for caring about having an artifact. Um, this is, or like the artifact you give your opponent for the switcheroo.
Right.
Yeah, so they're like kind of filler. Some of them are better than others.
This one's not bad.
And pile of 1/1s. It's a little expensive for what it does, but
Yeah, but I mean, if you need if you need servos, it does that well.
yeah. So
Consulate Skygate, 2 mana, 0/4 Defender Reach. Meh,
this is about as playable as you think, which is to say,
not very.
not really.
Yeah, I mean, if it had any kind of power, if it had 1 power on it, I would probably play it just because of servos.
This something about this card art makes me think of Final Fantasy IX.
Possible.
Like the when you're flying into Lindblum on the airship. That this isn't a whatever. What a card.
Cultivator's Caravan, 3 mana, 5/5. Hey, it's ramp. Tap it, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, and you can crew it. So, okay, wow, that's actually a kind of neat card. Like, so it does things even when you're not crewing it.
Yeah, so this is like also it's pretty efficient. Like Dark Steel Ingot, Manalit. Like we've had this sort of card in the past, and it works just fine. And then like also later when you don't need the mana,
Yeah.
um, don't don't turn this on and then try to tap it for mana the turn you played it.
Oh,
That doesn't work.
that doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
All right, Deadlock Trap, 3 mana artifact. When it enters battlefield, tapped. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. Tap, pay an energy. Tap target creature or planeswalker. Its activated abilities can't be active. Okay, so it's a tumble magnet. Well, with one less thing, but also gets rid of activated abilities.
Yeah, you can stop walkers with this.
Right.
Of note, story spotlight 3 of 5. Chandra and Nissa are in a photo booth taking selfies. Because,
That's what's happening.
I they're stuck in the cube. Like, are they stuck in Cube 2 Hypercube? I would be making that face if I was stuck in Cube 2 Hypercube. Anyway, yeah, tumble magnet, pretty good. It's a renewable tumble magnet, you know?
Very true.
You get to, if you can keep doing that, and really the fact that you can just tap walker, like turn off walkers, is pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's really good. I like it. All right, second module.
Good luck.
The decoction.
Decoction? Yeah.
The D module.
I'm gonna go with decoction.
Decoction. All right. All right. 2 mana. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, get an energy. 4 tap it. Return target creature you control to its owner's hand. I really like this just for the recurl.
Yeah, and also if you do have a deck that cares about energy, it makes +1 on all your come into play.
Yeah.
Energy triggers.
I think this card's just fine. Does exactly what you want it to.
Yeah, it's filling up. It's literally just filling up these little flasks.
Demolition Stomper. 6 mana, 10/7.
If there's a Doom truck, this is the one. This is it.
Can't be blocked by creatures with 2 power or less, and needs a crew of 5.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. We'll talk about the engine when we actually get to all 3, because right now we've only seen 2, so it's not worth going over yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is huge. 10 power.
Yeah, it's pretty massive.
Yeah. You throw all your servos into the spider.
Got the peafowl. It's a robot peacock.
Yep.
That's not even a robot. Well, it might be, but it just looks like it's encased in gold. 4 mana 2/4 blue and it gains flying.
Much like the other in the cycle, this is sure.
I'd rather play the elephant.
Adam, we're actually finishing up here. This is artifacts, and then we're done.
Yep.
So this went longer than expected, but it always does. So
Yeah, this has been a long one. All right, Dynavolt Tower, 3 mana. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you get 2 energy. Pay 5 energy. That's it. I think that's the first payment. No, I was back. Those are some 3 energy cost ones.
yeah.
Pay 5. Dynavolt Tower deals 3 damage to target creature or player. If you're getting 2 energy every time you play an instant or sorcery, that's perfectly a fair price.
Right. This would be like the blue-red energy. Would that be like where you're doing your energy care? I mean, even if you just have this tower that is I bolt every once in a while.
Right. I mean, I think this is just fair. It basically says every other, well, it's a little bit more than every other spell gets to bolt.
Yeah. The big thing here is I don't think you want this in limited.
No.
You probably don't have enough instants of sorceries to make it work. You would have to have a lot of like energy production to want this. So
I mean, I could probably see, honestly, I could see this working better for energy production of other ways than just having the instants or sorceries.
right.
I always find it really hard to have enough instants or sorceries to do anything.
Mm.
Because usually I'm playing like 15 creatures and then I only get like 8 other things.
Yeah, that's definitely a Tesla coil.
Eager? Or, sorry. No, it is Eager.
Mm-hmm.
Eager construct. Hey, it's a bear. Hey, bear. When it enters the battlefield, each player may scry 1. I actually kind of like that as a bear. It's kind of a neat card.
Colorless bear. It's not like better than just generic bear because like your opponent gets to scry, so you're helping them. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, I'm cool with it. Electrostatic Pummeler. Alright, 3 mana 1/1. When it enters battlefield, get 3 energy. Pay 3 energy, and it gets +X/+X, where X is its power. Okay, so the more times you do this, or if you have
Yep.
counters on it, it'll.
This is the doubler. This is like the Chameleon Colossus ability,
This is like
Um,
the one where you can finally just throw all your energy at it.
you kind of want a way to pump this initially.
Yeah, otherwise it takes too much energy to get started.
Like maybe a 2 mana sorcery that gives +4/+4 and trample.
That
Other
would
than
probably be
that,
good. That would probably be good for this.
like alone with this, I don't think the card is even good enough. You need some other way to pump it. Like even
Damn,
if because like
that's not even that hard to do. Like, all right, this is a 3 mana thing. Like, we've seen a lot of early um, energy production.
mhm.
I say if you had a perfect hand, you could potentially kill your opponent on turn 4 a lot easier on turn 5.
You could do it on 4 if you go turn 3 Omen Speaker. That gets you your you built the smash, the one that gives +3/+3 to attacking artifact creature. Yeah, things like that. Like there's a number of ways to do it. Basically, you would need 2 activations.
Right,
So anyway, this is a really specific card, though. You know if you want this or not.
right.
So
I could see that being some sort of standard deck.
you'd have to it'd have to be a really specific one, and I don't know if it's there yet. So anyway,
I mean, there's hexproof to protect it, and
mm-hmm.
all right, fabrication module, 3 mana. Whenever you get one or more energy counters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, or get an energy counter.
All right, so let me read off the abilities of all 3 modules in succession. We have this one here, which is whenever you gain an energy, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature control.
Mm-hmm.
We have whenever you put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, you can pay 1 to make a servo. And then we have whenever a creature comes into play, gain an energy.
Oh, that's an infinite combo you got going there.
Well, there's a pay 1 in there. So you pay 5 mana, you get 5/1/1s, you get 5 +1/+1 counters, and 5 energy.
That sounds fun.
That sounds pretty reasonable for the price, I'll be
I,
honest.
I mean, and honestly, like I would play some of these singly, at least in limited. But like, I mean, I would probably just play this thing with how much energy production there is. I'd probably play this thing on its own.
You would again, I think it's again deck dependent.
Right.
You have to be in a deck that wants it. Maybe green actually, because green also cares about the counters.
Right.
Ooh, like because you play this and then like you play some of the creatures that just when they come into play they make energy and then they just get a free +1/+1 counter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a neat. I like that. I like that little engine.
Yeah. All the cards work with their own ability. They're designed that. Oh, I like this card a lot.
Yeah, Robot Fox. We got 3 mana 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, gain 2 life. When it dies, draw a card.
Sweet.
Yeah.
This is like a slightly smaller Solemn Simulacrum.
Yep. Which I'm okay with because sometimes I felt like Solemn Simulacrum cost too much mana. I know it found land and it wasn't actually overcosted, but I just didn't ever want to spend 4 mana.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this dog. Oh yeah, it's a Steel Eevee.
Hey, another puzzle knot.
Mm-hmm.
Fire Fortress puzzle knot. 2 mana. When it enters the battlefield, deal 1 damage to target creature or player, and sacrifice it to do another damage to target creature or player. Okay. I don't know.
Pinging looks like it's pretty important in the set, like in the sense that it can be powerful.
I guess.
The card itself is very
That's 5 mana for 2 damage.
yeah, I know.
Alright. Fleet Wheel Cruiser. Another car. Alright. 4 mana, 5/3. Trample Haste. When it enters the battlefield, it becomes an artifact creature until. Okay, so the first turn you just get to hit with it.
Yes.
And after that, it's a crew of 2, which, I mean, that hard to do.
This is Oop. Are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay. I completely lost you, and I no longer have the screen share, so I thought we were
Oh.
gone. Anyway, no, this card is really good because it gets the free. This is like a ball lightning of sorts. Like, this is because it gets the first attack for free.
Right.
Like,
Just hit him. Just
right.
do some damage.
Right. And maybe you never have to crew it.
So. Right. Alright, Foundry Inspector. Gary Inspector.
3
mana 3/2 artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. I am super okay with this card.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit ton of artifacts. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. Like, I'm gonna take the cost reduction.
Also, I mean, 3 mana 3/2.
Especially on a colorless card, that's super fine.
Yeah, like this is pretty good because of its body is really the big thing to me.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got the bunch of words I can't say.
Garapur Orrery.
Garapur Orrery. All right, 4 mana artifact. Each player may play an additional land on each of his or her turns. Beginning of each player's upkeep, if that player has no cards in hand, that player draws 3 cards.
You like Jeeves?
Apparently, Jeeves is here.
Yeah. So this is weird because you kind of want to play if you're playing this card, you want to find a way to make sure your opponent can't empty their hand.
Right.
Which you can build your deck to do that, and then you also get like double land drops. But I'm it's like how do you stop your opponent from emptying their hand?
Yeah, this would be really fun with that the card that makes you draw 2 cards each turn, but like but you go down to 0 or the lantern.
Yeah.
Just draw 5 cards every turn and then discard them all at the end.
I'm asking a rhetorical question. Everybody's answering me with bounce, and it's like, I wonder what the actual answer was to my question. All right.
We got the Glassblower's Puzzle Knot. 2 mana. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2, then you get 2 energy. And sacrifice it, scry 2, get 2 energy. I'm honestly, it's okay.
If you have a deck that cares about energy, this is a lot of card filtering, like scry 4.
Right.
And you might be able to turn that energy back into cards. You know?
Exactly. I like it better than the red one.
I think you know if you want this in your deck.
Exactly. Like, the red one just seems like, I don't know. Even if you want it in your deck, probably still not that great.
Having foreknowledge, I agree with you, Adam. I believe this is the best of the cycle.
Okay.
The other two are...
Inventor's Goggles. Do these ones do something?
Yes.
Alright. 1 mana creature gets +1/+2. Whenever an artificer enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it. Oh, alright, it's free attachment. Sweet.
I think this might be good with like that Curd Ape.
Okay, yeah. Make it a 4/4.
Well, because the Curd Ape is an artificer, and so was the 1 mana white creature we saw earlier that needs an artifact in play.
Sure.
I think there's a deck it works in. I don't know if it's very good.
I'd be willing to try it. I mean, it's no trusty machete, but...
No, it's the inverse of the machete. It's still 1 and 2 to equip, so, like, it's still pretty powerful.
Yeah, I mean, or free.
Or free. I think the card itself, like, in limited, we're talking about, like, is pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
I'd agree. On the other side, though, it's going to make Majosto harder to get my... my Paradise Mantle. Alright, we got a 4 mana 2/2 haste with Fabricate 1.
So, rest in peace, Hill Giant.
Yeah, hasty Hill Giant in colorless.
Yeah, or you get like a hasty 2/2 with a 1/1 blocker.
Yep. Yeah, alright, I'll take it.
I'm a fan. All right.
Alright. Key to the City. That's a hell of a good key. Alright, 2 mana artifact. Discard a card. Tap it to discard a card. Up to one target creature can't be blocked this turn. The key becomes tapped. You may pay 2 if you draw a card. I'm cool with like making it so that I can get through for damage and then get card advantage.
Yeah, so you're filtering, like you're looting, you're discarding a card, and then next turn you draw an extra card if you're paying for the key. So
Mm-hmm.
you're getting back the card you discard, and then just getting through.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because I feel like this is a card they printed to try to make Madness a little better. But the trick is that all the Madness cards in Standard are Garbo, except for like 3, so there's no Madness deck in Standard. But yeah, this is I like getting through for free. Like, not for free because you have to pay the 2 to get your card back, but unblockability is good.
Yeah. Pedal Spinner's Puzzle Nut. When it enters, you may draw a card and you lose. Yeah.
You can pay. So this is 5 mana to draw 2 cards and lose 2 life.
Yeah. I don't know. I really am not very impressed with any of the puzzle knots.
They're all kind of filler. That's sort of their.
I mean, there's always filler. It just happens.
I think that one's quite bad.
Metalwork Colossus. 11 mana, 10/10. Metalwork Colossus costs X less to cast, where X is the total converted mana cost of non-creature artifacts you control. Sacrifice 2 artifacts, return it from your graveyard to your hand. I like it. I actually really like this card a lot.
Yeah, so this is very much like it's sort of like Affinity, but it's the mana cost of the cards. So this can be freaking cheap.
Yeah, I would, if I literally couldn't see any other artifacts, this is why I'd play Puzzle Knots.
Fair. If you can make this thing cost like 5 because you have 3 puzzle knots.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes back by sacking artifacts and you just replay it again because it's a damn 10/10.
Yeah, I'd probably sack my Puzzle Knots.
Yeah. This is pretty dang cool.
Yeah, non-creature. Otherwise it'd be completely unfair.
Yeah.
You play like 2 vehicles and it's free.
Yeah, it wants cars. Cars are really good with it.
Alright, Multiform Wonder. 5 mana 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, get 3 energy. 1 energy gains your choice of flying, vigilance, or lifelink until end of turn. Another energy, +2 -2 or -2 +2. So we can make it a flying 5/1 and just kind of.
Yeah, so this is like spending your energy to have like a weird morphling thing going on, but the thing it's missing is it doesn't really self-protect. It doesn't have like the shroud, but this can, yeah, like you said, flying 5/1 lifelinker.
Sounds good to me.
Again, I think if you're in the deck that wants that.
Right. Alright, Narnom Cobra. 2 mana, 2. It's an artifact piker that can gain Death Touch. Honestly, out of this cycle of them, I think this one's the best so far.
This is pretty dang good. Death Touch, like, you block a car.
Yeah. Get that poison metal cobra.
Yeah, that's a weird metal cobra.
Oval Chase Dragster.
This is some pod racing.
4 mana, 6/1 Trample Haste Crew 1.
This is the pod racer.
This is the one that wants you to have the first striker in the seat.
Yeah, this is if the first striker's in the seat of this one, you are winning the game, my friend.
I like it. That one's sweet.
Yeah. So
it'll either crash, win the race, possibly both. Awesome. Oh god, Parthenomicon. 4 mana artifact. If an artifact or creature entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time.
You're coming to play effects trigger 2 times.
Okay.
That's what this is. This is you're coming to play effects triggered twice.
Only wizards would give something like like with
Panharmonicon.
panharmonica. Okay. All right, we're moving on because it's just hurting my brain looking at that card.
Look, I'll say with that card, it's interesting as all heck. Like
Mhm.
double e witness, double like that sort of thing. It's powerful.
The perpetual timepiece. All right, 2 mana, tap, put the top 2 cards of your library into the graveyard. 2, exile perpetual timepiece, shuffle any number of target cards from your graveyard into your library.
So this
Thanks.
card mills yourself
And then unmills
and
yourself.
then unmills yourself because you flip the hourglass.
Thanks, wizards.
Is this like a delirium card? Like, is that the idea?
Yes.
Is this for dredge? Am I supposed to play this in dredge?
Maybe play it in dredge.
What do I do? I guess, like, do you play this if you want Elixir of Vitality? Like, it's a Felden's Cane. Like, that's all it is.
We got the pillar bug.
Oh, man.
Pay a black, gains lifelink. 2/3 for 3.
I like this one a lot because, like, lifelink's pretty cool. Body's pretty cool. These are all pretty good.
Yeah, they're all solid. Yeah. I think, yeah, they're all solid. Prophetic Prism. Hey, that's a card we know.
Mm-hmm. This card, I think, is going to have a very high value because of, like, a lot of the cards that care about you having an artifact.
Sure.
And this is just free having an artifact.
Right. I mean, also, it'd be nice to. I mean, it's a mana fixer.
Yeah,
There's very few of them in the set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Renegade Freighter. Just another Doom Train.
It's small.
It's a smaller Doom Train.
It's
All right, it's a 3 mana 4/3. When it attacks, it gets +1/+1. It gains trample until end of turn. It's only got a crew 2. I actually really like this one.
This one's really good with both of the pilots, either the one that gives it first strike or haste.
Or +1.
Right, or +1/+1. Like, because it's tax for 6. This one's pretty good.
Yeah.
The mood train.
Mood Train.
I like Radical Train. That's good.
All right. Scrap Heap Scrounger. 2 mana 3/2. Can't block. White. Colorless and a black. Exile another creature card from your graveyard. Return it from your graveyard to the battlefield.
This thing's really interesting. Holy hell.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really aggressive artifact.
Really is.
And, like, it comes back for basically for 2, just, hey, I'm back by eating some other creature. Like,
I did notice, though, that they made it so that you have to take it from your graveyard, or you have to exile from your graveyard, not just sack a dude. Sack a... called... I want to call... Yeah, Servo. I keep wanting to say Sapling.
Tom Servo.
But, which is fair.
But no, I think this card's quite
I really like it.
Yeah. All right, we're nearing the end.
We're getting there. All right, the Self-Assembler, 5 mana 4/4. When its Self-Assembler enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an assembly worker creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. You just is this the only assembler
in this set? Yes.
Okay.
So it's a 5 mana 4/4 that grabs another copy of itself. Which,
I mean, if I grab like 6 of these, like
right, like how many of these do you draft?
I would say like N.
Well, you gotta live till turn 5, like.
Yeah.
No, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably keep picking it until I'm like, well, I need other things.
Mm-hmm.
Sky Skiff. 2 mana 2/3 flying crew 1.
Mm-hmm. This is cool.
I mostly like this guy just because it turns any of your dudes into like basically 2 unblockable.
Yeah, your servos become 2 unblockable. Which
They hop in their little sky skiff and go kill things.
Yep, they just get on in. It's great. Flying's really powerful, so.
Mm-hmm. We got Sky Sovereign Console Flagship. Alright, 5 mana, 6/5 flyer. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls through a 3. This card's really cool.
I love that it does it on come into play or attack.
Right?
That's very important, is that it's both a Necrotol on come in, like, you know, it FTKs or whatever, and then also when it attacks, it also shoots again. This is some incredible power. Like, this is a auto first pick if you're playing the set, because it's like an artifact bombo. It's removal, it's a 6 power flyer. Holy smokes.
Yeah, go kill some shit. Alright, Smuggler's Copter.
So that sky hopper we were talking about?
Yeah.
This kinda beats it out of them.
Yeah. 2 mana, 3/3 flying. When Smuggler's Copter attacks or blocks, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Hey, this did it in the right order.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Through
still
1.
through 1.
Amazing.
This is really good. This is like 3 power flying, a servo can fly it, like super powerful.
Yeah. I like it. I'm gonna play it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, it's rare, so I probably won't get that option very much. But
yeah.
All right, Snare Thopter. That's a 4 mana 3/2 with flying and haste. I will play that every day of the week.
Why does this exist?
This card is like honestly unreasonable.
Why does this exist?
And you can play. Honestly, this is probably a first pick every time because it can go in any deck and will go in any deck.
Why does this exist? This bothers the heck out of me, because this is incredibly powerful. A colorless 3 power flying haste,
Yeah. You just literally have to grab it, unless you have like the bigger airship, like
right. Like, this basically you don't pass it up because it's such a powerful flyer. It's a Thopter because like certain cards that pump Thopters work with it. It's just so good. Seriously, I don't think there's an in-color flyer at 4 better than this, which is kind of funny.
Exactly. I just don't understand it.
Okay.
All right, Torch Gauntlet. This is like what the Iron Man was going for.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2 mana, quick creature gets +2/+0, and equips for 2. The end.
It's a Bone Splitter for 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's my reaction.
All right, Weldfast Monitor. 3 mana 3/2 gains menace. I love that it's like an iguana thing.
Yeah, like look at those little look at the little, like, it's like cloth. Are those cloth, the fins? Like,
yeah. Sometimes it's just got to go out to sea and it needs its sails.
Mm-hmm. Menace.
Whirl Maker. Whirler Maker.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3 mana, 4 tap it, create a 1/1.
Yep.
A lot of mana to make a 1.
It's actually cheaper than the last card that did that.
Oh, the last puzzle not. When it enters the battlefield, gain 3 life. Oh, I guess end 3.
3 energy. This is a lot of energy.
That's actually reasonable then. It is, if you need the energy. Again.
Yeah.
Alright, Workshop Assistant. 3 mana 1/2. When the Workshop Assistant dies, return another target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand.
Expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's too expensive.
I would say a bit expensive. I like this better as a 2 mana 1/1.
Even then, I probably still wouldn't play.
I play Mirror Retriever. That's a card I have played.
I suppose. All right, on to the lands, and then there's only like 8 lands, and then we're done.
Yeah, we don't have many, and we can skip over a lot because once we touch 1, we'll have touched 5. This one's a cool land, though.
All right, when it enters the battlefield, an energy. Adds colorless. You can pay an energy to add a mana of any color. That is actually really neat.
Yeah, do you remember Tendo Icebridge?
Remember Tendo Ice.
This is Tendo Icebridge, except for if you don't spend the energy, you can just spend it on your creatures, or if you need mana for it, you can really like you can pump your energy into the color if you really need to. Like
Right.
you have the option of not being off color by spending your energy.
Yeah. I
This
like this a
is
lot.
yeah.
Especially with how much it's seeming like energy is going to be really easy to get.
All right, so this is a cycle.
Two or fewer land, blooming marsh. Uh, two or fewer. What didn't they do one with three or fewer before?
This is the same cycle. They just, I think they might have worded it slightly differently, but it's the exact same thing. So the way this card works is if it is your third or fewer land, it comes into play
Okay.
untapped. So early game it's untapped, late game it's
Sure.
tapped.
All right. So we got green black.
Yeah, and this is a cycle that was in Scars of Mirrodin.
Okay. Green
But
blue.
they only had half of the cycle, and this is the other half.
Okay.
So
White black
yep, Concealed Courtyard.
and red white.
And then we're gonna see blue red. Oh no, we're not.
After in a little bit. All right.
It's
Inventor's Fair.
Yeah, it's the fast lands from Scars. That's so yeah, Inventor's Fair.
At the beginning of your upkeep, you may, if you control 3 or more artifacts, you gain 1 life. You can add a colorless to your mana pool, 4, sacrifice it, search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your library, activate this if you have 3 or more. Yeah, I can see it.
That's pretty fair as a land goes because it just like it drips you life, which from a land is nice.
I mean, I could definitely see this being in standard just because like you go and grab the 11 mana 10/10, and if you already had 3 artifacts, like it probably costs like 0 mana.
Yeah, and like the drip life is not unreasonable either. Just like
And it makes mana too. So yeah, I'd be fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sequestered Stash adds colorless. If you pay 4 and sacrifice it, put the top 5 cards of your library into the graveyard. Then you may put an artifact card from your graveyard on top of your library.
So you're paying for a real like a one-shot Academy Ruins.
I suppose that uncommon and at this day and age, that's fair.
I think it's still pretty
It's yeah. I would play this in limited. I would not play this in, and it would really depend on my limited.
yeah. If there's something you really wanted to recur. And
the last land.
okay, we finally made it to the end. Yeah, so this cycle, by the way, is very powerful because it's very good for aggressive decks because it comes into play untapped on turns 1, 2, and 3. So
Right.
unlike some other duels that are like they come into play untapped later in the game. So
Yeah, we did it.
We
It only took like 4 hours.
basically 4 hours.
All right. Well, thanks for showing up, everybody, and especially for those who stuck with us through the
Yeah,
the entire thing.
I hope you enjoyed. This has just been, and this was just a quick overview too. Is the thing like
Right.
I know I will yak about a lot of these cards later. Yeah, we're not going to touch on the masterpieces. They're a cycle of 25 cards that are like reprints of really powerful artifacts that are like 1 per case.
Right.
So,
But yeah. Also, let me know later at some point too if you want us to keep using this format, or if you just don't really care. We can go back to just looking at the website.
yeah, we set this up because we thought it would be easier for flicking through the cards. And
Which it was easy.
It was. It made it like going back and forth was a little harder, but I think it worked pretty well for what we wanted. I think it worked really well for what we wanted.
So yeah, thanks everybody for showing up, and we'll later.
Yep. Good night, everybody.